15 seconds for the Avs. Oh, did you miss me? I'm back. This is interesting to see your daily sports podcast, news, narratives, takes, gambling. The Colorado Avalanche, after having one of the sloppiest games you'll ever see on, what the hell day was that? Wednesday? Tuesday. On Tuesday night, one of the sloppiest games you'll ever see. Needed the empty netter to win it. They coast past the Oilers last night. And the NBA Finals, which I have not used a clip for. I will do that later, but I was traveling for work. I'm a little flustered, but I have plenty of stuff. Oh, my God, we missed some stuff, didn't we? We missed some stuff. Welcome back. All right, so the Avs are up 2-0, 4-0. They scored a ton of goals already. The NBA Finals last night. Whew, interesting. Everybody and their mother picked the Warriors to win in 5-6 games, somewhere in there. The Warriors got outscored at home in the fourth quarter 40-16, which is interesting. I'll tell you why it's interesting. Because it was 56-54 at halftime. That's a 2-point lead for the Celtics. Then in the third quarter, the Warriors go up by 14. They outscore the Celtics by 14 in the third quarter. They're leading by 12 going into the fourth, and they get obliterated. Obliterated. That's not how you spell that. And it was even. It wasn't like anybody went off. Tatum had 12 points. Horford, 26. Jaylen Brown, 24. Derek White, 21. Oh, man. The Warriors got to get their heads out of their asses. 34 points for Steph Curry, who is the best player in the world and is inching himself toward the all-time starting five, inarguably. No doubt about it. Okay, let's go through some of the news. We'll do more NBA and NHL final stuff down the road when it's, I don't know, not as busy as it is today. So let's talk about some stuff. Let's start in golf. The Saudi Arabian Golf League, which if you haven't been paying attention to golf, this is happening. There's a competitive league to the PGA now. It's the Saudi Arabian League. And there were a lot of rumors about who was going to be joining. They released their list on the 1st, which is what the hell is today? Yeah, so that was 2 days ago? Wednesday? See, I'm all flustered. They released their list of people who are going to be at their first event, which is next weekend, and the list is interesting. There are some huge heavy hitters. Some had been rumored to be there. Some of them are kind of past their prime. The Saudi League is paying an ass ton of money. I don't exactly know how much, but they're paying an ass ton. The PGA stands to lose a lot if a bunch of good players go over there and play in that league, so they're telling their players you can't do both. You have to pick one, which is going to force players to unionization. A lot of people like Phil Mickelson, who joined the Saudi League, have been saying the players need more power. They're worth more money than they're getting, so this is going to force, maybe some player autonomy. Either way, there was a bomb dropped. Dustin Johnson, one of the best players on the planet, joined the Saudi League, and it looks like he's not going to be able to come back. There are different organizations are considering suspension. So here's one thing about golf that most people don't know. In the PGA Tour, the 4 major championships, which is what most people enjoy, right? Everyone likes the Players' Championship, which is in Florida. Some people like the FedEx, and there's, of course, the Ryder Cup at the end of the year. But the 4 big tournaments, the PGA Championship, the Masters, the U.S. Open, and the Open Championship, a.k.a. the British Open, those are not run by the PGA Tour. Those are run by specific organizations. So they're ancient, essentially ancient things. And so now we think that they're never going to let these guys back in, but maybe they will, but maybe they won't, and who's going to be suspended? So, I mean, huge news on the guys that are involved here. So here's some names you might recognize. Sergio Garcia, Kevin Na, Louis Oosthuizen, Ian Poulter, Charles Schwartzel, Lee Westwood, Phil Mickelson, and Dustin Johnson. He has 2 major championships. It's going to include 42 people, 42 people playing this tournament. They're just trying to compete with the PGA. Weird, it's a ton of money. I don't think it's going to work long term myself, but whatever. We'll see how it goes. If you want to watch other news, yesterday, Phil Knight, the guy, one of the 2 guys that really invented Nike and made it is what it is, he offered $2 billion for the Portland Trail Blazers. The fun fact here is that Portland is not for sale. Kind of. It's a little bit more complicated than that. So Paul Allen, who was the co-founder of Microsoft and one of the richest people to ever live, he owned the Trailblazers along with the Seahawks and some other things. He died, so nobody knows exactly what's happening. The Paul Allen Trust owns it, but there are tax implications and things, so perhaps it's going to be up for sale. So I guess he's trying to solve a problem, but they're not actively up for sale. What a billionaire move to do that. That's insane that someone has the ability to do that. You got to respect it, though. All right, let's go over some stuff. Christian Pulisic scored a couple goals. The U.S. national team looked really good against Morocco. And then he called out American fans for not supporting the national team enough. Let's have a listen to what Pulisic had to say, the best American soccer player of all time.
It's been a couple months since you were back in front of these U.S. fans. How'd it feel tonight?
Yeah, it was nice. To be honest, for whatever reason, I'm not super happy with the amount of Americans here, however that works out, if I'm being completely honest. But it's thanks to the ones who did come, and the support is always great from them. But yeah, it's nice to be back in America and playing again.
Thank you, Christian.
Buddy, you lost to fucking Costa Rica. Yeah, I know you qualified for the World Cup. You lost to Costa Rica. You lost to fucking Costa Rica. Like you didn't qualify for the World Cup. This is where the internet was invented. You lost to Costa Rica. Like, I mean, you have a point, and you could be mad. That's great, but you were on the team. You were on the fucking team that lost to Costa Rica. You lost to Costa Rica at a sport. At any sport. So, how about winning something interesting? I don't know. Well, Landon Donovan and Clint Dempsey and Tim Howard were there. They were winning stuff. They almost won the Gold Cup. They almost won the fucking Confederations Cup. They were good. I think winning is a good move for you. I think that's the vibe. I think the vibe is that you should try to win. News in football. Drew Brees, who's ass at being on TV and was fired, I want to back up so I don't get sued because I know that he watches this show. Drew Brees, who is no longer at NBC for whatever reason and is keeping his options open, including coming back to football, nobody wants you. He is not at NBC anymore, and now NBC is looking for someone to replace him for the Notre Dame games. The rumor is, according to Andrew Marchand, who knows everything that's happening in sports media, that person is Jason Garrett. Interesting. I don't hate it. See what he has to say. He's fun. He's a good personality. He knows stuff. I mean, I don't know what else to say about that. That is interesting. I don't see the connection there. Drew Brees was famous. I guess Jason Garrett is famous and was a former Cowboy. Keeping with the quarterback stuff, Aaron Rodgers said so they had the golf championship thing. I've stopped caring about it. They call it the match. Remember during COVID when we were all sad and it was Phil Mickelson, Tiger Woods, Tom Brady, and Peyton Manning, and then they kind of kept doing it and everyone's like, this is annoying now. Well, they do the match now. It was only like 12 or 14 holes, which is also, I mean, I guess they're just like, well, nobody has enough time for this. It was Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady versus Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. I don't know who won, and I don't care, but I do care about how much fun it was. We heard the shit talking like this. They asked Patrick Mahomes what he's scared of, and he said the coin toss, while Josh Allen was there, which was funny. But other things that happened, Aaron Rodgers said, this is what he said after the golf thing. After last night's outing, Aaron Rodgers said he thinks about retirement all the time. Is he just playing with us? I think he just... Is it? Oh, it's Aaron time. I understand what's happening. Aaron hasn't had attention in a while. Here's Tom Brady. He said he's 55% yes and 45% no to keep playing football. What? So let's read a little bit about it. This is from Pro Football Talk. He said that, and it was reported in the Tampa Bay Times, that's just the reality, that I'm not 100% committed. That's just as soon as I make the commitment, I do. It's like, oh, all right, here we go. It's like running a marathon. You can't decide 2 weeks before the marathon, hey, I'm going to start running. Huh. Yeah. Apparently he's all in for this year, but this might be the last year is what he's saying. Is this another elaborate thing to get traded to another team that he would like to own? The Deshaun Watson lawsuit thing is happening. Reports came out that he attempted to settle the lawsuit for $100,000. Let me scroll my Twitter right here. But the settlement included what lawyers called, quote, an aggressive NDA, and the plaintiffs declined because of the NDA, which I find fascinating. So we'll see if that's a lot of money. They want more money. Does he want the NDA? I think they're going to court. I think they're going to court. And we'll get you out of here on do we have more time? We have more time. I guess I could go through everything that I have for you. Really fun read on the internet today. The Ukrainian soccer team is getting closer and closer to making the World Cup. If they make it, they'll have to play the U.S., which is ironic. I bet they hate us a lot for not essentially just ending the war for them. But Ukraine is just kind of allowing this to happen, and you're just doing it in silence. I forget who they beat. They beat somebody over the week or during the week, and they're getting closer to the World Cup. That's exciting. Everybody will rally around them, it's in Qatar in December or whatever. It's during football season because Qatar is basically the surface of the sun. So we're gonna have to deal with that, which is just it's unbelievable that we're allowing this to happen. I don't understand. Like we should. Oh wait, that's right, corruption. My bad. My bad. All right, we'll get you out of here on some. That's a cool story. Pay attention to that. The Around the NFL podcast is the best NFL podcast out there. They inked new deals with the National Football League to stay an NFL partner. I guess they could have taken the Around the NFL podcast to another organization, but they inked deals to stay at ATN, and which is good. That's the best football podcast out there, Around the NFL. We'll get you out of here on this one. Michael Pittman Jr. said of his new quarterback, Matt Ryan, Matt can pretty much put it wherever he wants. Yep, and the internet just let that slide. Nope, they definitely didn't. Here he is tweeting, poor choice of words, but y'all know what I meant. That's going to do it. I'll be back and better than ever on Monday. Thanks for sticking with me through my little hiatus. Bye-bye.